edition. I am Wellness Mindset Coach Nayela Allen, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today on this special gift Summit Edition. Whether you're ready to be empowered, inspired, or receive tools to become the better version of yourself in wealth and health, or you just want to be in in the right place in the right space, welcome. It's truly an honor for me to share this virtual stage with two phenomenal women leaders who embody wisdom, excellence to the heart and the core of who they are. And that would be Dr. Dean Cathy and also Dr. Lisa Richardson. So, Dr. Richardson.
Hello.
Hey, hey. And we cannot forget our heart-led hearts from Coach Nayala.
That's right.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Bessie Finder Office Hours. I'm Dr. Lisa, and we are here for the Gift Summit, where we're going to give you a little peek behind the scenes of what we're doing at Bessie Finder, so you can make an educated decision as to bringing us to your space for a corporate team or signing up to get your gift assessment taken and find out who you are and accept that person as the awesome being that you were meant to be. So, without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about our core methodology. Bestie Finder, all of our programs and the gift assessment are based on the 7 motivational gifts. And you'll find those gifts in Romans 12. So if you're reading your Bible, you can dig it up there. Or you can also go to our website and check out the 7 motivational gifts and find out more about each one. But if you're in too long didn't read mode, I'm going to pass you over to Dr. Dean Cathy, who's going to give you a breakdown of the 7 gifts really, really quickly.
All right. Look, guys, I tell people all the time, thank you, Dr. Lisa. Thank you, Coach Mariella. Look, I tell people all the time that discovering your motivational gifts, well, I say, I just tell them discovering your gifts, which are your God-given gifts, who you are naturally, is one of the top 2 things, one of the best things that you could ever do in life. All right. It will absolutely change everything you do, how you see things, how you relate with people, how you just operate, how you show up. All right. And so when you take the gift assessment and each one you're scored, and so there's a score from 0 to 100, right? And so look, we have had some people 100s, all right? That includes me, a 100% exhorter, right? And then guys, I ran into a 100% compassion. I'm like, oh my Lord. Beautiful though, beautiful. You're gonna understand why I say what I'm saying, right? So I'm gonna get right into it. So the first gift is the perceiver. And you may experience somebody who says, why does everyone take my feedback or so personally? Or then when you say something to them, when you're answering a question, why you say it like that? That's because perceivers are straight shooters. Okay, shoot straight from the hip. Whatever comes up, comes out. And when they don't know the gifts or understand their own giftings, they're not even recognizing or realizing that they are being what you may consider rude. All right, because also a perceiver sees everything as either black or white. There is no in between. It's either yes or no. The maybes and I don't know don't work well with perceivers. And also, guys, for perceivers, you have high discernment. You see things and other people can't see. You can feel things other people can't feel, and they may not understand that your response to something. All right. So with that, I'm talking about you're misunderstood a lot. Because other people don't see or feel or hear what you see, feel, and hear. Also, the way that you deliver your answers, very brash and harsh with your words. And I know it's not on purpose. That's my number 2. It's not on purpose. We don't even realize that we're saying it in a way, so in a manner. So if that's you, I cannot wait for you to take the gift assessment. So
All right, we got a little bit of a hiccup, and we'll wait for Jean Kathy to come back. Our resident perceiver is definitely straight to the point, and she is there for us, seeing what is not what is beyond the surface, and bringing us back with the absolute positive, sometimes pretty blunt, and sometimes maybe not as sugar coated as we like it, but always, always, always honest and to the point. So while we're waiting on Dean Catherine to come back, Coach Nyala,
Yes.
how do you deal with the perceivers in your life?
So how do I deal with the perceivers in the room?
And yes, I mean deal with.
Because my response was run, Forrest, run. No, seriously. For those that may not know, I am high and compassionate. I am close to an 80, and so that's considered operating high, and everything else drops below that. So I embrace perceivers now that I know the gifts.
All right.
And we're happy to have Dr. Dean Kathy
Come on back,
come
Dean
back.
Kathy. We
Can y'all believe that?
love our perceivers,
Oh,
especially you.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we need to be loved, right? So sorry about that, guys. All right. So again, the servers are the ones they love assisting. They love giving place to others. They work well with their hands. I don't know if you guys caught when I was saying that they love to cook, sew, serve, whatever they love, sewing. So just different things like that. But they just love helping, and so they make great assistants and different things like that. Now, not to say that they can't lead, because great servers make great leaders, but they don't want to. They don't want to be up front. They love doing the work. And so sometimes a server, you may find yourself burnt out because you have a problem saying no. Because you know that you're good at what you do. Everybody else know that you're good at what you do. And so when they come and ask you, you immediately go yes. And, it could be for many reasons. But also, I want you guys to understand that, when you're working with a server, they are perfectionists. They don't play. They like the things done in excellence. They like, if they sit it in a place, don't move it, set it up just right. So it's awesome. So guys, if you find yourself in many committees and doing a whole lot of things because of the fact that you know that you can, more than likely you are a server. All right. And if you're feeling a little burnout or tired because you got a lot on your plate. All right, my teacher gives. Look, that's our Dr. Lisa, y'all. Absolutely, honey, I have to have a teacher gift on my team, period. She makes everything clear for me. But let me tell you, when you come across they are very precise, they're very analytical, logical. They don't care about your opinions. They just want the facts. And so if you have a meeting set up with them or anything that you guys are working on and it is put on the calendar, don't expect to hear back from a perceiver. So if you say, hear back from a teacher. So if you say, like, why didn't you remind me? So that teacher's going to be like, I sent you a calendar invite. So in other words, I'm just telling you, do not rely on a teacher gift to be the one that follow up with you on making sure that you do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so think about what I just said. All right, so they're very intellectual. They love research, right? And they tend to develop pride in their intellect. And that's only, I don't even believe that they realize that they're being coming across prideful. They're just very confident. That's the way I look at it. And I worked with the teacher gift, and he was definitely very intellectual and smart, and he let me know. He loved to let everybody know how smart he was. And I rock with it, I guess because I understood it. But it comes across as being arrogant, all right? And that's not the case. They are just very confident. And just in case you have somebody, he always asking so many doggone questions. That's because that person probably is a teacher gift, because again, they want to know where you got your facts from, your information. They want to know that it is factual, all right? And so now our exhorter, that's my number one. That's my 100, y'all, I was telling you about. So I was torn when I found out that we are the ones that do a lot of interrupting when you're speaking, when we're talking and conversation. They were like, will you please let me finish without you interrupting? I'm like, what are you talking about? But anyway, but exhorters love, we are loved for our positivity, right? We are very social. Guys, what you call it? What we call it? An extrovert, introverted, extrovert, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. I love people. I love hanging out. I love doing things. But because of my perceived gift, I do. I'm a loner. I like to come home. Once that's all done, I'm in. All right. So a lot of you guys probably can relate to that. But we are very social. People love us because of our our positivity and us being their personal cheerleader, because we always say, yes, you can do it. There's no impossibilities. We always see possibilities, right? And so we are natural counselors. And so we find ourselves coaching or counseling people, and even ministry wise, all that good stuff. So a lot of you guys end up in social work, and that's where I thought I wanted to go until no, I realized that's not where I needed to be. Okay, but I still have the characteristics of a counselor. People just want to share, all right? And I love to give advice too, all right? And so, but we're going to give you precise steps. We're going to give you the advice, and we're going to give you steps to take to make it happen, right? And then we're going to be looking for you to follow up and let us know what happened. That's for sure. All right. So, also, we're talking about, I did mention we tend to interrupt others in our eagerness to give our opinion or advice. Love it, love it. In other words, exhorters do talk a lot. And when I came to that realization, I was not very happy about that being said, but I learned to accept it and embrace. And that's what we want you guys to do here as well. And then we have our giver. So let me tell you, these givers, they give freely. And they handle their finances very well. They're good with money. And they'll tell you, don't tell me you can't save nothing or anything. I have a friend who is a classic giver. I don't care if you made $1, you're going to put a 10 cent to the side. All right. And so she's going to tell you, no, you can put some money aside. $10, you can put $1 aside. It doesn't matter the amount, right? But they're very wise when it comes to finances. They're very resourceful, right? And so if you need a plumber, you need a carpenter, you need a car mechanic, you need some money, you need some advice. They are very resourceful, okay? And so what happens is that the family gets upset with them with their unpredictable giving. And so the givers love to give of their time, their money, whatever they have. They give you, oh, those are cute earrings. Here you go. I literally had to stop somebody from taking over a stranger's bank account just to help them to get on track financially. All right? Okay. A stranger now. So that's a classic giver. They love to give. All right. And the administrator, they are the ones that are natural born leaders. That's my third gift, y'all. Natural born leader. I don't care what you do, where you go, how you serve, you're going to end up in leadership, period. Whether you want to or not, because a lot of us don't want to. A lot of administrators don't want to be in leadership. We just like to work hand in hand because we're very team oriented, right? And administrators are visionaries, and they can envision. Let me tell you, we can bring an idea to mind. We can picture it out for you. We can speak it and make it very clear, and then we be ready to rock and roll, right? And so that's why we need a teacher to tell us, okay, that sounds all well and good, but I need you to reel it back in, right? And so that's why I love my teachers. So also, we are note takers. We are prolific note takers. When I tell you that I will write on a napkin a receipt, doesn't matter. Sticky notes used to be everywhere. I still use my sticky notes, but it's not as bad. Everything used to be covered in sticky notes, and I knew exactly what everyone meant. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, don't touch nothing. I understand what everything means. So we also love to tell people what to do in a good way. That means we love to delegate, right? We love to delegate because we're good at knowing where people need to serve and where they work well at. And so that's why we're good at building teams, right? And so that we can work well together, get a project done and complete, and then so we can say job well done. And that's why we'll say thanks for a true administrator will say thanks for the compliment, but this was a team effort. All right. And so as far as the administrator, and I meant to say this about teachers and perceivers, non-emotional. Non-emotional. So if you want sympathy, don't expect it from an administrator, teacher, and especially a perceiver. So out of those three, I have two. Okay, I have the administrator and the perceiver. Now, compassion do show up, all right? It does trickle in, when we need it to, right? Just because we're not high in other areas doesn't mean that we're not supposed to operate in those areas. But we go and we pull on it when we have to. But those are the ones who understand their giftings. But a lot of times the people who don't, they won't, right? And so we seem insensitive. That's not the case. Administrators are also workaholics, all right? So we will burn that midnight oil. Guys, I used to sit up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning knowing that I had to get up to go to work in the next couple of hours. And so that's a lot. I have that under control now, a whole lot better, right? And the last thing I want to say about administrators, we do not, y'all, I don't know if y'all can see my notes, it is in bold, big capital letters, do not like domestic chores. I don't. Administrators don't. So now I can make you feel all right, administrators who don't like doing domestic chores, but we know that we have to. So of course we do them, but we have to figure out a very creative way to get the work done. Music, play your music, talk to your girl, or talk to your hubby or whatever, and get the job done while you're doing those chores. Just have something else going on in the background that can make things move faster. All right. And then last but not least is our compassionate, right? So they're gonna work. That's our heart-led group. That's what Dr. Lisa like to call Coach Nayala. She's our heart-led coach, right? And so now we're so happy to have her on the team because Dr. Lisa and I both carry 2 gifts that are non-emotional, right? Dr. Lisa had the teacher and the administrator, and I had the administrator and the perceiver. And it was such a blessing to have Nayala added to the team so she can really bring forth that love that everybody needs. That's why it's so many more compassionate people than there are of all the gifts. I'm telling you, all the times that I've done gift assessments, workshops, day classes or whatever, the whole room is full of compassionates. So it's not a bad thing. It's one of the most beautiful gifts that you can have. All right. And so they do have the greatest capacity to show love. And so that's why I tell people all the time, I have to protect my compassion people because people take advantage of them, because they know that their heart and how loving that they are. And they sometimes to a point to where they're gullible. But that's because they always see the good in everybody. They want to see the good in people. And not only that, if they see you stressed out or hurt, they take action to remove those things, right? They want to be very helpful in that. All right. So, but on the other hand, and the one thing that really causes a lot of conflicts and clashes and conflicts is because the compassion person is very emotional. They're very sensitive and they easily get their feelings hurt, right? And so, and all because of something that they may think that you're saying and not actually, looking at or paying or really receiving what you're actually saying. And so that's why we teach our compassion people not to take things so personally. All right. And so we want to get you guys on the inside to participate with the Discover Your Gift course, which can absolutely help you in every relationship that you have. Everything that I just talked about, which was just a tip. I mean, it was like just really the tip of the iceberg of helping you to understand how these gifts really work, right? And how they can really affect every relationship that you have between you and your children, because in your kids, between you and your spouse, your bestie, and even on your job. So, I mean, and especially ministry, right? And so you can help yourselves by understanding your gifts and then making sure that you tag your bestie or that person that you're working with to make sure that they understand theirs. And I'm telling you, your life will never be the same again. It will be absolutely 100. All right. So, and that's it. Y'all know I can talk more about these doggone gifts. I would love to, but y'all know what? They put me on a timer. So I think I did good, right?
You did excellent. You did excellent, bestie. And as Dr. Dean Kathy has said, we want you to figure out your gifts so you can learn to manage your gifts and grow as a person you're supposed to be. And that leads me to the way we figure out what your gifts are. Because you can listen to Dean Cathy and have a good feeling of who you are, but sometimes you've got one gift masquerading as something else.
That's
It may
right.
be a challenge masquerading as a gift. And so we want you to take the gift assessment, which is included in our Discover You course or all of our programs, so that you can understand who you are, so you can move forward naturally. And so we have Coach Nyala, who is going to explain how we use the gifts at Bestie Finder, because that's how we got together.
Well, so we use the gifts to have a self awareness first and foremost. And the self awareness sets the foundation for nurturing effective personal and team relationships. Whether you're a business owner or in your family and you want to grow relationships with others, the gift assessment is the first tool that helped to unlock me personally and others what is really going on. Why are people either not taking what I'm saying or taking advantage of me in certain ways? What is it that I'm really communicating? So there is an awareness that allows you to build strong relationships with others, but most importantly with yourself. And
Absolutely. I just wanted to say this real quick, Nayala. Just as you were saying how the gifts, the awareness of gifts, and how you became aware of how Dr. Lisa and I were vibing with our gifts, and it was noticeable,
yes,
right? And so, guys, when we were sitting there, I just saw her going like this, looking from one side to the other, looking at us like, "What is going on?" She was like, "What just happened? What is going on right here?" And that's how we introduced her to the gifts.
absolutely. Yes, that is how I was introduced to the gift. It was a sneak attack. No, it was a blessing because we were in that shared space of co-working and I visually saw like there was a powerful connection in that room. And I was like, I need to learn more. And so I took
Mhm.
the gift assessment and shared it with others. And from there, people became aware within the communities that I am a part of, and they took the assessment to know, oh, okay, this validates how I operate and move, and more so to be able to recognize the movement of others, right?
Mhm.
And so it helps you to build those strong connections that you're looking to build and learn why you're unmotivated to do certain work.
That's right. That's
you
right.
you may not be operating in your ideal gift. It allows you to develop emotional empathy towards others. Now, I'm naturally empathetic to everyone, maybe too much so that it could be a detriment. So it gives you that balance. It gives you an awareness of the balance and how to use it. And you become more confident in your unique gifts, being okay with who you are
Mhm.
as you operate. And the more you recognize all seven gifts and understand the three top gifts in which you operate from, you can then begin to align your actions and move better. Everything flows better. You
That's right.
put others in their place and space and don't take things as personal, especially when it comes to business.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are just some of the ways and tools in which you can utilize the gifts and how essential it is. And it's it's the practice I use in my business as soon as I get clients. It is a assessment tool so that I can make sure, one, I know how I'm serving my clients, but also my teammates. We know how we work together. And
That's
so,
right.
yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. What else, Dr. Lisa?
So, if you would like to get all of the benefit of understanding who you are, being able to understand that person and accept the person that you really are, we urge you to check out our full course where Dr. Dean Cathy will actually go in depth with all of the positives and how to manage the challenges of each gift in our Discover You course, aka the Gifts course. And what we do there is give you a solid foundation for your self-awareness, for the way that you move. And not for nothing, we could use more validation in our life that we are who we're supposed to be. It
That's
doesn't
right.
mean that you got to change who you are. It means you got to accept who you are and love that person,
Hmm?
flaws and all. Because don't hit me with no housework. I want that.
None of it. I'll call a server. Okay.
Call a server. That's the administrator motto. Call a server. So if
That's
you
it.
are interested in the gifts course, you can discover you at bestiefinder.net. And if you need the direct link, that is bestiefinder.net/gifts course. And we hope to see you there.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, on that note, YouTube, as usual, thanks for hanging out with us. We are going to jump over to the community session. And if you'd like to be part of the community, your Discover You Gift Course membership gets you full access. See you soon.
Awesome. See you.
Bye.
All right, that worked, sort of. Uploads coming.